Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving a 20-year jail term for crimes which include child sex trafficking, has been asked by the US Justice Department to speak to prosecutors about what she knew of Jeffrey Epstein and his associates. Now, you might think she had already spoken to prosecutors, which might be why she is serving 20 years in jail in the first place. But I guess this just goes to show that this is a story which, with President Trump under pressure still from his own supporters to release more information, just will not go away. I began by asking John Sweeney, author of Hunting Ghislaine, to remind us of the background.
Yes, so she's the daughter of Robert Maxwell, who was a monster ogre figure who ruled the Daily Mirror Group back in the 80s. He falls off his yacht in 91, almost certainly suicide, in my view, and she leaves one monster in her life, her father, who was a horrible human being to everybody, including her, and she finds a second monster, Jeffrey Epstein, and he is a paedophile. He's got a thing about 14, 15, 16-year-old girls, and she produces these girls, often they're poor, in American terms, trailer trash, and sets up a kind of industrial-scale pimping.
So she's the pimp or the madam or both?
She's the madam and she's the pimp, and because her father was a horrible man to her and may possibly have even sexually abused her, certainly psychologically abused her, she's also something of a victim, and that's part of her tragedy. But the story is now moved on because she was convicted of and has got a 20-year sentence, so she's in prison. Now, what Trump said when he wasn't in power, and the MAGA base loved this conspiracy story like there's no tomorrow, was that there was a whole bunch of other paedophiles who Epstein was protecting, and he was blackmailing them, and there is a list. Now, this
list, they hope, includes lots of prominent Democrats,
yes,
and sort of liberal financiers and the people they hate in the first place.
Yes. Now, the problem with the story is that there is a kernel of truth in that Epstein was a very rich paedophile and he was a Democrat. But that's pretty much where it ends. The evidence that the feds got pointed at Ghislaine Maxwell and a very small circle around her, but she was the prime pimp. But in terms of other powerful men, there wasn't any evidence that they were talking about.
Including, we should say, Donald Trump himself, who was clearly a friend of Epstein for a while. He's, filmed with him, laughing and joking.
For a long, long time. But it's worse than that, Andrew. He wasn't just a friend. He was somebody who said that there was an interview with New York magazine, not New Yorker, in 2002, which Trump said, so Jeffrey, he likes beautiful women just as much as I do, and sometimes a little on the younger side.
So, he said that?
Yeah, in 2002. So that points to it. 2003, it's just come out. It's Epstein's 50th birthday, and Trump sends a kind of saucy kind of drawing in the form of a naked woman.
We should say he completely denies this. He says, I don't even do drawings, and this is not my words.
And he's suing the Wall Street Journal for $10 billion.
And somebody called Rupert Murdoch.
And by the way, yes, I know you. So I've been out of the country, and suddenly you're hitting me with Scottish irony, and I'm well done. Yeah, but and that's a fascinating court case because there's lots of evidence that Trump does do drawings, and the source of that, by the way, could well have been Ghislaine Maxwell, because it was she who compared the book. By the way,
we've been enjoying ourselves so much,
yes,
we haven't told people what the message said.
It was gosh, it was so revolting. I've switched my mind off it, but it was a drawing of a girl. It was a drawing of a naked woman, and it was wishing Jeffrey Epstein happy birthday. And that happened in 2003. 2004, they fall out. The big point here is that, yes, Trump did hang out with the Epsteins for a very long time, from about 92 till 2003, so more than a decade, 13 years, something like this. But they fall out But there's no evidence at all that, and Clinton was another big pal, that they actually were interested in having sex with 13, 14, 15-year-olds.
And the problem Donald Trump has is his base look at all of this, and they wonder why all this evidence, which we think may not exist, by the way, these long lists, may not be there, but they don't believe that. And they wonder why he's not letting it out, which is, again, perhaps why they're going back to Ghislaine Maxwell and saying, can we talk to you?
Yes, there's another complexity or another detail here, in that Maureen Comey, who was the prosecutor, and she was very, very good, and her witnesses that she produced in court were very good, and the jury convicted Ghislaine Maxwell. She resigned the other day. And it's possible the reason why she resigned was because what the Trump people want to hear is there's more dirt, serious dirt to come. And I don't think so. I think that Epstein was an evil man, but he was clever. And I do not think there is a list of blackmail victims. I don't think he worked like that.
No smoking guns, John. Thank you very much indeed.